Assalamu alaikum. I'm Marwa Mahkum Sheikh. Welcome to Narramus. Before there were declarations, before there were borders, there was only a vision and a warning. The bride is beautiful, but she's married to another man. That message, sent back by rabbis who surveyed Palestine, captured it all. A land longed for, a land promised, a land filled with memory and faith, but a land already lived upon, already claimed, already loved. The Jewish daydream had found its stage, but not without conflict. To see how we arrive here, we begin with a man, Theodor Herzl, Hungarian-born, living in Vienna, a journalist, a playwright, and a witness. In Paris in the 1890s, he reported on the infamous Dreyfus Affair. He saw the venom of anti-Semitism explode in the streets, and he understood. Assimilation was an illusion. Jews would never truly belong in Europe. Herzl concluded that Jews were not only a faith, they were a nation. And nations need sovereignty. They need land. They need a state. Palestine, the land of their ancestors, called to them. Even Argentina was considered, but Herzl's message was clear. Jews must leave the diaspora or perish in it. In 1897, Herzl summoned Jews from across Europe to the First Zionist Congress in Basel. Germany had refused them Munich, so they gathered in Switzerland. Herzl left the Congress writing in his diary, "In Basel, I founded the Jewish state. Perhaps not today, perhaps not tomorrow, but everyone will see it." Yet even then, the rabbis' telegram reminded them, the bride is beautiful, but she's married to another man. At the time, Palestine belonged to the Ottoman Empire. The Zionists asked the Sultan for a charter, but he refused. They turned to European powers, to Berlin, to Rome, to London. They promised outposts, influence, loyalty, but it was Britain that opened the door. Enter Chaim Weizmann, a Russian-born chemist in Manchester. Brilliant, persuasive, relentless. He won British leaders to his cause, and in 1917, the Balfour Declaration was issued, a promise of a Jewish homeland in Palestine. But Britain also promised independence to Arab princes, promises in two directions, promises that could not be reconciled. For a moment, there was hope. In 1919, Prince Faisal, son of the Sharif of Mecca, signed an agreement with Weizmann. He accepted the Balfour Declaration on one condition, that he be allowed to rule Syria. But France forced him out, and with him, the agreement vanished. Meanwhile, Britain continued to shape the map. Churchill separated Transjordan from Palestine, cutting away land for Jews. Frustration grew, and new voices rose. Ze'ev, the revisionist, the soldier. His doctrine was the iron wall. He declared Jews could not rely on Arab consent. Only strength, unshakable military power would build their homeland. Opposite him stood David Ben-Gurion, the pragmatist. He believed in compromise. Accept a small partition if it secured a foothold. Even a state the size of a tablecloth, he said, is better than none. By 1942, the Zionist vision expanded. At the Biltmore Hotel in New York, leaders gathered in an extraordinary session. The Biltmore program was born, demanding a Jewish commonwealth in all of Palestine. Interestingly, this was before the Holocaust's full horrors were revealed. Yet already, Zionists had fixed their eyes on the entire land. Then came the war. Then came the camps. 6 million lives extinguished. And with them, the urgency for a homeland became undeniable. By the mid-1940s, Jewish militias struck against the British. Bombings, assassinations, revolt. Britain, weary and weakened, could not hold on. In 1947, they handed the question of Palestine to the United Nations. And on November 29, 1947, the UN General Assembly voted. Resolution 181. Partition, 2 states, 1 Jewish, 1 Arab. The Jews rejoiced. Herzl's vision had finally stepped out of the shadows. But the Palestinians, led by the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Amin al-Husseini, rejected the plan. They were unprepared for statehood, unwilling to divide their land, unyielding. And so, the prophecy returned. The bride of Palestine, admired, coveted, fought over. She could not belong to one without wounding the other. And so, her beauty became her burden. As I wrap the story here, join the conversation by sharing your thoughts in the comments section. Until then, Allah Hafiz.